Welcome, friends in the industry by Event Rental Professional with Susanna DeBeer. Today, we have the pleasure of connecting with Emily and Stephanie from Capital Tents. The sisters co-own the business here in Ottawa, Canada, which also offers a full rental line of products that go under the tent. So welcome, ladies. Let's share with our listeners and viewers a little bit about yourselves, as in, can you tell us about your journey and what inspired you to really start this new career path?
Yeah, for sure. So yes, I'm Emily, and this is my sister, Stephanie, and we started this business 5 years ago, here in Ottawa. I was a government worker, so I used to work in the event industry for the government. Worked in different conferences and stuff like that, and we just wanted to do something part-time on the weekends. So we decided to buy a few tables and chairs that were giving away that another company was giving away for really cheap. So we started with that and then got a bunch of demand. So decided to kind of keep it going with a bunch of different things. And I quit my full-time job to do this full-time instead. And yeah,
Awesome.
Steph.
Yeah, well, I was still in school. I had already switched programs in university 3 times, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, which was very challenging. And so we started this part-time, like she mentioned. And when we started getting really busy, I was just about to graduate. So I figured I don't have anything waiting for me. Might as well just throw myself completely in the business, see what we can make of it. And now we love it, and we can both enjoy this full time and make a living out of it.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are doing great. And I can say
Thank
that
you.
because we're in the same city. So, we see your trucks around, right? It's hard to not run into each other.
For
And
sure.
Yes.
It's amazing to work with you guys too.
that's the beauty about, having your friends in the industry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So share with us what has been the most challenging aspect of your work or your transition into this business, and how have you overcome it?
Yeah. I think our biggest challenge was to delegate and to have employees we can trust. We love to do everything ourselves. We would put in so many hours trying to do everything ourselves because we liked the way we were doing it. But we were able to overcome that and build some training surfaces for our staff and to actually be hands-on with them to make sure they do things the way we like and to make sure it's up to our standards. And so that way we're able to do the tasks that owners are supposed to do and not spend time in the dish room or in the linen room or on site with the tents or things like that. So I think that was one of the biggest challenge was to let others do the hourly wage tasks and let us do the owner tasks.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. We
Yeah.
were able to build some programs like Stephanie said and use different softwares to be able to give away some tasks that were just much easier to delegate for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And you need to do that. And it takes time to get into that groove, right? To know what you want to delegate.
For sure. I think you need like at least one season of like burning out to see
Yeah.
like, okay, I can't do this forever. At some point, I need a life. So here
Yeah,
we
for
are.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made it you basically change the direction you were going? Because before you were both in slightly different career paths. What was the deciding factor to make that change?
Yeah. So I was with the government, so it's totally different. It's a very chain of command, and then you have to go with a process, another process, and then you have to go through maybe 10 people to get one approval. I found that really difficult, and it was hard to push myself to my max. And then to be able to do it with staff that understands me and that have the best communication ever. We're sisters, so if anything bothers us, we just tell each other. There's no secrets. So I think that doing that pivot was the way to do it. I took a leave of absence of 1 year to see if it was the right fit for me. So I didn't like quit everything and just do this. So I think that was a good like way to kind of feel it out. But definitely I would not change it for the world. It's a lot of work and patience, but it's fun I love the industry, and I love to be able to work with so many vendors and so many different clients. It's really fun.
Excellent. Excellent. And in your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have contributed to you guys' success?
For me, I'm gonna go a bit on what Steph said with the leadership. I think that's a huge quality that I had to work on. I was someone that used to always be an employee and supervise others, but like managing was something that I really had to work on. And it's something that I think we are close to mastering. Everyone can always learn every day, but I think leadership was huge. Organization. If you have 1,000 or 10,000 of one piece of equipment, you kind of have to have it all at the same place. You can't store it at 10 different places. So that was huge for us. I think at first it was hard to organize everything, and space is expensive. So that was huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, organization and leadership, I think, were the two main things that we worked on and were really important.
I think one that I would add to that is adaptability. So being able to react fast if there's a problem, if we arrive on site, we come to set up the tent. The backyard is not the size the client gave us. Try to go around how we can make it work, how we can, change what we had planned in seconds to make sure that we still finish on time, because the events happen. So we can't just say like, we'll come back tomorrow, we'll figure it out tomorrow, we'll take the day, think about it. Well, no, we can't do that, as you know. So
No.
being able to act fast and to adapt to new situations and like crisis planning and stuff.
Yes, for sure. And those wrenches, they get thrown at you throughout the season from time to time, and it's part of the course in a way, right?
For sure. And it's always different stuff getting thrown at you. It's not always the same problem. You think
not all the same wrench.
You think not
no, there's a whole collection out there.
Yeah,
exactly. The toolbox ready for us at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you think you've seen everything, and then another year comes and that's a new one.
Absolutely. And you guys have learned to pivot and to make it work and to adjust, and your days you need to pivot in your day. You have no other option.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, especially being seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
Being seasonal is huge. Pivoting with like your staff and with the different types of events. At first, we were really like wedding oriented, but then especially with the tents during the winter, our winters are extremely cold. So we kind of had to pivot. We said no tents at first, and now we do winter tents, but very limited.
Smaller tents and very limited to who we accept.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be selective. There's no reason why you can't. I mean,
sure.
Yeah, it has to be the right environment and the right placement in the winter. Absolutely. So if you're to think, because in our busy season, I get it. We don't really have a lot of time to think about staying motivated because the fire is lit. Now that we're in January, it's our lower season. Do you find it more difficult to stay motivated? And if so, what brings you out of your motivation to push forward and to go back into feeling like you're thriving in your business?
I think in the winter, what's most motivating is knowing what's coming in the summer and being able to prepare and take the time to actually maintain the inventory and make sure everything is back to being organized, create better systems from what we saw in the summer. So being able to switch the kind of motivation for the future. So instead of just being like, oh, like we're not busy, like we only have a few orders a day, to be like, look, we can take the time now to actually properly fix this inventory item that has been coming back almost broken every time, but we can actually properly fix it so that it's easier for the summer, and being able to see how much easier it's going to be by everything we're doing right now to try to make things more organized.
Yeah, we love creativity at this time of year too. Yeah. It's fun to be able to create different floor plans and different things that we don't have time during the summer. So it's it's a pretty fun time. And I wouldn't say that we're not motivated. I think that we maybe have like 2 weeks where we kind of need to slow down a bit after Christmas, but then after that, it's just right back in and we love it.
Yeah, I find, you have this dip, but then you're right back out and you're going again.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, because you come in pretty heavy for, having to deal with a lot with over the holidays, and then it's cut immediately.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that like for our team's motivation, it's about putting their attention elsewhere. So like not to make sure that they're not bored and not to do the same thing every time. It's not cleaning a canvas for 8 hours every day. You're cleaning the same amount of canvases, but you're staggering the timing there to keep that motivation going.
Yeah, just kind of schedule it out in a way. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, for sure. To be able to, so we have like a checklist. We have like a winter list that we always do. There's always like 50 items on that list and for 3 months, but that's okay.
Yes.
And then we kind of put some goals per month for the team. So then that gets them going, but we kind of stagger everything out there.
Excellent. That's a great way to do it, because then you can track also where your team is at,
Yes, for
which is
sure.
important. Yeah,
Yeah.
can you tell us about an event or an achievement that you're particularly proud of that you've come across or done in the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, we work a lot with our local university, the University of Ottawa. I would say that's one of the first of our bigger events, and we've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah.
For 4 years now. And at first it was a lot of like the one event. So we did a lot for one event, and now we're doing a lot more with them. So working with the same team, growing that event every year, that's really fun. And it's fun to see all the prep that we had to do at first and how stressful it was the first 2 years, and now how it's part of our journey. It's part of every other event. I love to go back to that one event every year and see that, and to see stuff like we've done a setup in a dome. That's been 3 years, 4 years as well. And that was really hard at first. We had so many hours put into it, and now it's like no other. But it's I love being there in the winter. It humbles us to see, okay, that was our beginning, and now we're building into it. So I think those would be the two main events.
You've streamlined it, you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, and that's a huge achievement, right? Because it's the repeat events is where you learn a lot at.
For
Because
sure.
then you could
And
have something to compare from previous to next, right?
exactly. You see your growth as well, and you see in that specific event what type of work you have to do for the upcoming year, and there's always room for improvement. So every year we kind of come back to it and say, okay, that was better than last year. What can we improve for next?
Exactly.
Small things like we set up the dance floor, bring a mop. Like it's so much easier to just clean at the end with a mop. First year we're on hands and knees, got pictures of her on her hands and knees, like scrubbing that dance floor. We're like, why don't we just bring a mop? It's just little things like that that
Yeah.
just makes things so much easier when you go back to the same events.
Exactly. Oh no, absolutely. Like I said, you live and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. If you're to think about what advice would you be willing to give or able to give someone who would want to follow in your footsteps?
I would say go for it. I was really scared to take the first step of especially doing this full time. I was really, really scared to fail. I'm a perfectionist, so that was hard for me. And I love a schedule and I like to know where I'm going, but that was kind of okay, trust yourself. And from there, make sure that you create systems so that you can follow them and your team can follow. I think that our system was a complete game changer, like to use spreadsheets, to use systems like for our inventory, etc., to be able to trust a team, build a team that you're going to want to keep. We
Yeah.
used to do a lot of seasonal, but now our team stays and we take care of our team and we make sure that they're happy, so that we don't have to train every single year for the same position. I think those
Yes.
would be the key points.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And training takes a lot out of you and it's expensive.
It's expensive and not everyone learns the same way.
No.
So as soon as you get a connection with someone and you know how they learn, it's okay if they don't learn the same way as you, but to be able to train someone their own way, it's super important to be able to have that relationship with someone and a team that trusted you, that trusts you, and that you trust them.
Yeah.
Oh, very much. Absolutely, for sure. If you were to look ahead into the future, what would your goals and aspirations be?
Our goals, I think that our main goal for 2026 is to keep that system going, to be able to keep our clients satisfied. We want to continue to work in the DIY type of events. We want to be able to grow in that sector, because everything is so expensive in the world, and not everyone has all the money in the world to spend on events. It's more of a luxury now. So we've seen that a lot of people are trying to do a lot of doing it themselves. So we want to be able to grow on that and to be able to offer our clients that that aspect of things.
Oh, absolutely.
And yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's our main goal for 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good goal. I don't see why not, right? This is great because you have a clear path of what you want to offer and where you want to stay focused on, which is a really good thing in business. You know, if we're all looking at different squirrels left, right, and center, we're never going to get anywhere.
For sure.
Exactly.
At first, I think that's the main, you want to see every direction that you can take and go with what sticks. And I think for us, there's so many events going on in Ottawa. It's insane. I did not know how many events there were before we got into this.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can throw yourself at. But I think that for us to keep our values at trying to be as affordable as possible with the best service, we're trying to really push for that and to be able to serve people from our community.
Oh, perfect. That is great. I got one final thing that share or ask from you guys is share a fun fact about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
Do you have a fun fact?
I am a black belt in karate,
That would
and
be
I
one.
competed at a world championship last year.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be the big sister in this and say that she is a 2 times medalist, world
Ooh.
medalist.
Wow.
Okay. My fun fact about myself, I coached gymnastics for 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's long.
That's a long time to do one thing. So I think I can stick to this for quite a few years.
You guys have a long road ahead of you guys. Eh? You guys are still young.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. And we can't wait to see what tool or what wrench.
Yeah, what wrench
What-
gets thrown at us.
Yeah.
Well,
Got a large toolbox of tools that are awaiting us.
Yeah.
Got a long time to grow, so
and
goes
that's
both ways.
okay. And that is 100% okay, for sure. So what I'm going to do is below this video, we're going to share all of your contact details. If people would like to reach out to you, they can. And then if there's anything else that you wish to say until now is the moment.
I think go for it. The industry is super fun, but it's a lot of work at first, and it's a lot of physical work, especially intense. I'm 5'2" and she's 5'5", so we're pretty short and pretty small to start that. I don't know what we were thinking, but here we are, and we love it.
Stuff is heavy. Go to the gym on the off season because you'll go back and stuff is even heavier at the beginning of the season. But no, it's fun and you don't do the same thing every day, and it's very satisfying to see the finished product, and seeing it all nicely set up with the landscape.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you can maybe send me some finished setups as well, and I could put them in the end of this video.
Perfect. Sounds
sure.
good.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on and sharing your time with me, and we'll see you online again.